Why, hello. For anybody who's noticing this and wandering in, I am making a mess today. I am making a. What the fuck is in that? Just a second. Oh, that's supposed to be there. Okay. I'm making a big, huge mess today because I am working on pieces for the ugly quilt. And I'm still working from this basket because I've got a bunch of stuff in here that's like partly done and stuff. So it'll be really easy for me to finish it off. Mind you, there's nothing stopping me from just cutting that into a square or a rectangle and then just making that a block all by itself. So that's something I've got on the go too. I'm trying not to use these pieces right now, though. Anything that's a solid piece, I'm trying not to use. I'm trying to use pieces like this that I've already done something with. Maybe I started it for a different project and then ended up not needing it, blah, blah, blah. So sorry, I just found a pile of crap under there too. Hey, Kagwana, how you doing? I went live early today because I'm working on stuff for the ugly quilt. And I'm going to be up and down working on stuff for the ugly quilt just because of the nature of how that's going to work. So I figured, what the hell? I might as well go live right away. We're going to put that there. I'm going to move that over there. So I've got a little setup right now. I don't know if I've ever shown. What's going on? Why do I not have enough cord? Oh, I do have enough cord. I just had it in the wrong spot. Yeah, I'm really early. So I did some rearranging. I've got this is basically my big cutting table, and I've got I have a mini ironing board. So that's right here because when you're working on little things like this, you have to stop every now and again and iron stuff. So that's set there so I can iron. I'm going to be doing small-ish pieces. So most of them are going to go right. Most of them I'm going to be able to cut and work with from right here. But I already know that I'm going to be up and down and moving around today. So where am I going to put that? That's going to be the pile. Okay, let's get that back over here. I'm just going to throw that up there. Got more crows. I got a couple of more crow things done. I'm working on 2 blankets at the same time. So depending on what mood I'm in, that's what I'm working on. So today I'm in a mood to not try. Oops, let's get it mostly out the machine. Come on. There we go. Today I'm in a mood to not try so hard. So the ugly quilt, well, it's not going to be an ugly quilt. It's going to be it's my mix and match quilt. So my mix and match quilt. Yeah, see, this guy needs a quick zap. But my mix and match quilt is going to be going. That's the one I'm working on today, mostly, I think. I might save some pieces for the other one, but Post office is back to work, but they are doing what's called rotating strikes. So they're closing one office for 3 or 4 days, maybe an entire city for a few days, and then moving on. So it's still a mess, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be on full strike by just in time for Black Friday up here, because we do Black Friday now too. Well, that's come on. I need all the seams pointing in the same direction, and they're not pointing in the same direction right now. All right. So, and I can't leave that there. Danny! doing? So, yeah. So this is just me with futzing and fuckery all day. Okay, that's gonna have to go someplace else because that has to. This is what I did the other day too. I got everything kind of sorted out so I could do most of my cutting from this because this is a cutting mat as well. So I got most of my stuff fiddled around so I could do most of my cutting on this table so I could have the ironing board on that table. I've still got a bit of space at the end of it. Well, that'll work. What did I do? Huh. I have something on my shirt. I am going to, how wide is this? It's wide enough. If I cut off, I've been finishing these as I go. Hey, Linda, how you doing? I came on early today because I'm working on this today. I will put. Have you ever had your skin is so dry that when you get a bit of static, or have you ever had where you get static and you can hear the snap? I've been doing that for days now. What you doing, Sheila? What you doing, Poppy Doodle? Sheila's over there digging the china. Okay, that will definitely fit that. So we're going to do that. Where's my pile? There's my pile. Okay. Now, I'm making this for just me so I can store this on the floor. Yeah, I think it actually said it was scheduled for 3 o'clock or some whacked out thing, and I'm like, I ain't doing that. Okay, so I can put this on the floor because I'm doing this for just me, and that will be perfect. I am literally just screwing around today. I'm not trying too hard. These are I'm making patches for the ugly blanket. I'm making patches. I have been doing actually quite a bit of sewing this week, which has been really nice. Okay. There. There. I can pin that down. It has to pin it. So how's everybody else today? You guys' job is to keep me entertained and amused today. I'm actually debating on cutting this one at a bit of an angle, at a slight angle, just to make it look really cool. Because I think shit like that's cool, but there we go. And get that one out. There we go. As long as the dogs don't try and lay in it, I'm never worried about the dogs trying to lay on my batting. I'm worried about Shayla because some types of my batting, she'll try to chew on it like it's bubble gum or some stupid thing. She's fun that way. Okay. Come on. I guess I don't need that many. I need to more or less hold it in place. Yeah, I think, okay, let's see how my organizational thing works. Let's see if I can get a big ruler over here and do some cutting. If I can get the big ruler in here and do some cutting, because I'm going to need to do this when I'm clearing. You would not believe. Oh, I am going to make it into basically a jigsaw puzzle. I've done this before in crocheting. You weren't around when I was talking about this before. So I've done this before in crocheting where I've taken and made individual patches, right? And then once they're all done, I just piece them together. I just start piecing them together in whichever way works until I have more or less what I want and make a bigger piece, right? And then when I'm ready to go, like if I'm done, if I get it done and there's like a gap here, I can fill it in because that's easy to do with this. So, and then once it's all lined up, I'm just going to zigzag everything together. And I'll use like a really bright yellow or something really obvious to make it intentional. So what I'm doing right now, and then whatever I have left over, if I have any leftovers, like say that was a practice one. It turned out okay, but I'm definitely making more of them. But yeah, any practice piece that I'm working on, like okay, like I don't know if I'm going to end up using that one or putting it in the quote. So some stuff looks really cool just because I was practicing on a piece, working on something. Other stuff like this one here, I'm just using up leftovers. So the idea here is to keep going. I save all those pieces because I save all this stuff because then I can tear it up. And when I have enough, I have free stuffing for a pillow. Because pillow stuffing is freaking expensive. Anyway, first I have to square it off. It's not very square. I don't know what I did here. I don't care though. That's the beauty of this project. I mean, if something's a little wonky, if it didn't work the way I want it, that's why I'm calling it an ugly blanket, right? I tell you right now, I've made a few of these before back when I used to, I keep saying crochet, but I mean knit. Back when I used to knit, I knitted several of these for the kids and they went over so well. Kids love it. You know what I love about it is back when I was knitting, the kids loved the wacky blankets that I would make. And nobody ever wants to give a kid a knitted blanket because they're always, that kid is going to wreck that blanket. And it's like, I can make the kids an ugly blanket. And then if they pop a hole in something, I just cut out that singular piece and replace just one piece. Where am I going to put this? I got to put this somewhere, but I don't want to, I guess it's going to go there for now. I got to put something, it's got to go there for now because I can't, so far Shayla's been leaving it alone, but we can't trust her as far as we can throw her. Actually, it's usually the cotton batting that she goes for. Yeah, this is, I don't know how this got off center, but it is. Because see, I don't know if you can see how it starts narrow and goes wide to the top. You can't really see the top, but it's there. Anyway, so I'm making a whole bunch of I'm making a whole bunch of blocks. I'm gonna self-bind them all. I gotta put this somewhere. I gotta put this somewhere where I can grab it. There we go. Because now I have to cut the next layer. Anyway, so what's new and exciting? What's new and exciting in the world today? I'm here early, just because I can. Let's see if this one's, I think I have to go lengthwise. I need at least an inch all the way around for self-binding. Like, this is, by the way, this is all scrap or practice pieces that I'm using right now. So if I end up, when you have scrap or practice pieces, it's like you don't want them to end up in the trash, which is, I don't know if I'm going to say it right. When you have scrap or practice pieces, it can be a struggle to figure out what to do with them because you don't want to waste anything. And I realized that having scrap and practice pieces laying around, I'm just going to eventually get frustrated one day and pitch it all. So when I'm working on this, if I end up throwing away more scrap than I'm entirely comfortable with, I'm still only throwing away leftover fabric and scrap. So it's still way less going into the landfill. if like I said, if I cut something funny, if I was working on the one piece and I ended up like I just cut off quite a bit around the edges here and stuff like that. So it's way less wasteful. But anyway, that's my day so far. Internet was down yesterday for like most of the day. But we've had a problem here for a while now where whenever we get too much rain, our internet connection gets spotty. So it's been raining fairly steadily. It's been raining off and on, but it's been raining every day. Okay, I am going to rough cut this. I'm going to rough cut this first. There's a method to my madness, but I'm going to rough cut this first and not worry about the extra little bit that's going to go. And then I'm going to, I do not do a screaming shit ton of actual quilting like that. Quilting is where you do the fancy sewing designs and stuff. I don't do a lot of that. I really enjoy it, but I don't have the patience to do a lot of it. Mind you, now that the shop is closed and probably staying that way till next year, why am I not making a pillowcase? Well, once I get this done, I'll probably make at least one pillow for it. But no, what I do is I make the pre-made pillows, the pre-stuffed pillows. So this is probably going to be a couch blanket, so it won't need a pillow. Why is that there? Meh. This next pin so far. Okay. Put that back there. But I'll probably make a pillowcase at some point. Actually, I don't know if I will or not. I make decorative pillows somewhat regularly. But like I said, those are pre-stuffed, so I save until I have enough stuffing that I turn it into a pillow. But so we're just gonna come over here. Is this already? Yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm doing this because I'll be adjusting the camera. Well, I'm always adjusting. I always say look at this. We're so lazy. That stuff right there is where is it? That stuff right there is the stuff that we took to the Halloween market, and that was like almost 2 weeks ago, and we still haven't, I guess a week and a half ago, we still haven't quite figured out where we want to put it. You know what? If I just go 2, I'm just gonna go 2 lines straight up and down. If I do 2 lines up and down, because then when I put everything in, it'll help hold it in place, and it'll be fine. I don't necessarily have to quilt. I don't have to do this, but then as it gets washed and stuff, it could make the seams open up just from generic shifting and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, what's new with you guys? What's new with everybody in the world? I know I'm on early. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna be getting up and down a lot, so it's like, I might as well come on early. Got some laundry on the go. I'm just hanging around today. I kind of got stuck with nothing. I realized yesterday, though, just how much of my stuff, how much of everything I do relies on access to the internet. So that's a thing. I'm not worried about matching colors or anything because I don't particularly need to. Hey, Michelle. Oh, that sounds like fun. I don't know. I don't think I'm sewing anything for. Actually, I did a thing called a Dapo Flow Star. It's basically, I think I showed you guys what it was. I did one for my son's girlfriend, and that was really cool. I might do them a couple of more because they seem to really enjoy them. So now I just have to come over here and down, just doing an inch. So how many bandanas and coasters are you doing? I made us a set of coasters, so I don't need. This is the problem, is like our dogs would not be okay with bandanas. I don't know if they would be or not, to be honest, but we've never really done that, so I don't know that they would. I just took off the whole thing. That's okay. That's okay. There's a way to fix it. I'll fix it. I'll show you. So what I was going to do, I'm sure Rochelle knows what this is. What I was going to do is self-binding. I'm just going to cut this to an inch and then just roll it, finish it, and be done with it. Mind you, it's an ugly blanket. I'm only going to put one on. Mwahaha. I'll put one on. And we'll see how that's going to go. Okay, I'll finish the rest. We all know how this works. I turn on the camera, I start working on something, and then I start making every beginner mistake I can make. So we'll get that first. We'll save that piece. Where was that one I was going to use? Oh, there we go. Is that long enough? That's long enough. And if it's not, it's okay. Yeah, that's long enough. Okay. So I'm going to flip it over. That's not going to clash, not even a little bit. That's part of the agenda for this particular thing that I'm working on, is because everything's going to clash. Everything's going to clash, so I don't have to worry if one of these is a little weird. So I'm just adding it like binding. I'm just adding a strip back like you would for binding right now. If I remember, you know what? I'm just going to put the camera over here. Now, the trick is going to be to not get distracted and actually cut it properly this time. Having the computer here gives me more crowding, but usually I just put all this stuff up a little further up. Anyway, I just showed Lisa's here. Yeah, I just showed everybody the mess we had from not cleaning up after ourselves after the Halloween market. It was a lot of fun though. That was last weekend. Okay. Come on. I'm not even pressing the right button right now. I started the live stream early because I'm going to be like up and down dealing with laundry. Dealing with laundry mostly. I can go back there. We're not going to worry about where I stick things for now because whenever I'm working on scrap, it's always a big cleanup after the fact. So for this one, it's going to be, I'm going to do it properly. Oh, and that seals down this side so I can take these pins out. These pins are still in though. That's been sewn down. Come on. Because it's always, if you're adding it after, it's always better to give it a quick zap with the iron. There. You go there. Okay. 1 inch. 1 inch. I'll take that little bit off. That's just a little overlap. you add this piece separate, like I just had to do now, then you have to measure, then you have to make sure that you're measuring not from your stitch line, you have to measure from the edge of the fabric. Because when you're doing self-binding, this piece here is already exactly the size, and everything else you're doing is just making sure you're leaving room for the binding. There we go. There we go. Now let's try it. I'll put you guys mostly back over there because I'm gonna be over there in a second. So I don't always pin the whole thing. But I often just use a couple of clips on the first little bit to make sure it's lined up while I move it over and get it set up on the machine. I notice that when you're trying to cram it under the needle like that, it's just really easy for it to get a little hooked on there, do whatever. So that just makes it a little easier to get it started. I'm still waiting for Rochelle. I'm trying to interrogate you, Rochelle. Like, where did you go? We've got coasters. I've made so many coasters, and some of these pieces that are left over I can use as small placemats, large coasters, whatever. I could even use this as a little table runner, especially if we're eating at the table and I've got warm stuff I want to put on and catch spills or whatever. This is a great way. You're not going to use this as a hot pad. You're not going to use this as the kind of coaster that people use for putting boiling hot whatever on. But this makes a nice little hot pad. This design, this whatever, makes a nice little hot pad if you're just got something warm to put on the table and don't want, or that you think might spill. Basically a coaster. Coaster. It won't protect this is not the right kind of anything to protect your hands and stuff, but I've made little ones like this, little light ones. Actually, I've got a set that I made as bowl holders for Lisa. I think it's like a set of two, nothing super fancy. Let's get back over here. If I pay attention, which I'm not, you can always go here and get your stuff folded first. There. Go right to the end. Turn. Get your ruler out of the way. Oh, it's okay, Rochelle. I'm the one. I am the one that harasses people like it's my job. It's like, yeah. I always have to be calling somebody for no good reason. 5 bandanas and a bunch of coasters, not sure how many. I haven't quilted anything big like a blanket or anything. Well, this quilt as you go method is a great, this what I'm doing right now is a great way to make a blanket because each piece is separate. And then, like I said, when the time comes, I'm just going to zigzag it all together. But one of my first projects on a really crappy machine was a 100 by 100 massive king size quilt for my wife. She still has it. She still uses it. Turned out great. But I did it again. Here's the thing: if you stop right about here and then pre-fold all this stuff, you don't have to stop and start for your corners. You just keep going. And I'm distracting myself. It's my job to distract myself. It's what I do, so that's fine. Over there. Turn the corner. See it gets awkward. I'll try. Let's see if I can stay on top of my own shit. It's like I want to do something social while I'm sewing so it doesn't get boring, and then I get so busy, I get so distracted with the social that I forget to do this right. But then again, almost anything can be fixed. There's very little that, especially for this, because this is going to be intentionally craptastic. I mean, I don't think it's going to be crappy. I've done I've done this type of thing before with sewing, and it turns out really cool. As a matter of fact, I mean, with knitting, as a matter of fact, with knitting, after a few washes, everything gets covered and everything gets all pilly and stuff, and then it stops looking so nice. This isn't going to get all pilled up and stuff the way knitting does. I don't mind the boho rustic look, so I don't agonize about measuring perfectly. When I first started getting into quilting, because I'm doing the sewing for the shop is one thing, but when I first hey, I'm going to start working on quilting and stuff, I didn't have a lot of time between doing stuff for the shop. So see now right about there, you turn this up. Hold it with tweezers if you need to, or something else to keep it from, because you don't want to run this up and over your fingers. Then you get that lined up. Oh, that's all messy down there. Fraying happens. Okay, so now hold everything, because I just did that out of order, because you're supposed to back up to the corner, then go forward. Supposed to do that part first so you don't forget, like I almost always do. Almost always have one corner that I forget to backstitch on. Here. One more for the pile. I had a really interesting thought, though, which might be, okay, I had an interesting thought that might be fun, and if I change my mind, it won't matter, and that is, if I focus on spacing this stuff properly, and I only have a few small holes to fill in, leaving them. Just leaving them. Especially if I can, like, organize, especially if I can do something to make it look intentional, where like I've got another piece that comes here, another piece that comes here, and then that's like a little empty square. And then just leave it. Just sew around. I'll be able to, because I'm zigzagging it all together to the other pieces, so I can sew around it. And I don't know if that'll look cool or not. See, I've got these. Is that two or is that just one? That's just one. See, this is what I'm doing. I made a bunch of these, and the intention was to make a bag, and then I never made the bag because I got behind on other stuff. That'll make a cool background. That'll make a cool. There's a bobbin full of thread. Oh. There it is. I keep full bobbins over there, so I must have knocked one out and onto the basket here, which is fine. I have like way more of that stuff than I need. Okay, this is all background stuff. I was making a okay, I'm digging because I know I've got stuff that's already partially sewn. I've got stuff like this. I know I've got stuff like this in here already, and I was going to sew a bunch of it together. Yeah, there's some. I was digging through here yesterday, working. Oh, I was working on my crow stuff. Here's some other smaller ones that are already done. Ah, there they are. There's the pile. There's the little pile. There's more of the pile. So I'm just going to sew. I'm going to sew a bunch of this stuff together into whatever configuration fits. I'm not going to worry about pattern. I'm not going to worry about design. I can do that. I can do other squares that are meant to look nice. I'm going to save that because that'll look cool together. There's black. Oh, I'm going to leave. I'll leave that one in. It's spider webs, but it's Yeah, that's what I'm debating. I'm debating whether to pull it out and make the bag now. Like, I'm not going to do, because I've got enough to make a bag. Yeah, here's some more that's just partially done. I am not, that's a weird one. I'm not good. I do not need to get all of this today. I don't need to use every last bit of this today or anything like that, but I guess I'm going to sew together some quick and dirty blocks without worrying, ideally without worrying too much about how they fit together, and then just square them up, make a trash block, square them up, make a trash block. I think that's most of it. Oh no, it can't be most of it because I've got the rest of those other ones here. Oh my God. Yeah, see, I want to work with this. Yeah, there's another one. There's another one that's already done. That's done. There they are. Is it all of them? Are they? Two more. One. Okay, I need 4 per side. I need 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know they're in here. Okay. I'm gonna set them aside though. Unless I've already, no, I wouldn't have put them aside already. Okay. Like I said, I was working on, I'll show you what I was working on. I'm working, well, I have been, I can't speak today, but that's okay. Is that another one of them? No, they're in here. They are in here. Now I'm like, where are they? Where do they go? I thought I just spotted one. Nope, that's another one. Okay. I know they're in there. It's just a matter of figuring out where. They're probably down near the bottom of the pile. Okay. I can dig them out, or I've moved them, which is very. Shayla, no, you cannot has. She just got down here trying to dig the china in the batting. It won't hurt the batting, but we can't let her have it. Sorry, baby. I'm gonna go get her a blanket so that she will leave this. Oh, there they are. That's not it. There they are. There's the rest of them. Let me get off my lazy ass. Let's go over there. I said I needed 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 2 are already sewn together. 6, 7. Okay, I know I can do another one. It's not the end of my world. Okay. So this is getting put together in whatever. I'm not even going to try. I am not even going to try. I've got other Halloween fabric. I mean spiderweb fabric, but I've got other stuff already using it, so I don't have a lot to do. I gotta blow my nose because I always do, and I'm gonna switch over my laundry while I'm up. So I'll be a couple minutes. Chat among yourselves. There we go. There's that. Oh. That's why. Okay, I'll be right back, Sheila. Come on, baby, let's get you a blanket. Sorry, my girl dog is having a conniption because she doesn't have a space. There you go, that's for you. Girl dog is having a conniption because Bruno's over there under a blanket. She's over there by sewing. I have never done that kind of sewing. I can't figure out. I can do clothing somewhat, but I can't make it look good to save my life. I really can't. It's like so bad. Okay, this one's going to be easy. This one's going to be easy. We're just going to snip through this. I'm going to cut through what's already there. And sew it together. I'm not going to agonize about getting this perfect because I'll be squaring it up. I don't need things to be square. They can be square, they can be rectangle, and I don't have to care. And this is doing about a 3/8 inch seam. So I don't have to worry about corners and stuff too much either. I mean, I don't have to worry about getting this stuff all right. Okay, what you doing, puppy dog? Nope. Seriously? You want food? You hungry? She's hungry. This is why I almost never come on until 2 o'clock. Because if I try to start early, because between 1 and 2 is when this happens. Number 8. So I can make a serious. Okay, guys, she wants to go outside, so I'm going to be gone for about 10 minutes. I'm just going to leave it. You guys can stare at an empty room, but this won't stop. Now that she's decided that's what she wants, this won't stop until I at least take her out for a pee. I thought you wanted your food. No. Okay, wait. What do you want? Okay, food it is. We'll do food first. You want your food? I bet you don't want it. I bet you're just going to look at me like I'm nuts. I bet you are. What's that? You want to go outside? You want to go party? Yeah, I told you. My dog is the biggest brat ever. I'll be right back. Come on. I'm going to go have a pee. Fortunately, this never takes long. Come on, Bruno. No. I'm not dealing with you and Happinary. You're coming too. Come on, Bubby. Come on. There's my boy. I see you. Come on. Little puppy. I am back. You have to wait. Okay, if I do that, I just gotta do a double size. There, come on, I see you. Come on, you want your? No, you don't even want that. I know you don't want that. I know you're a big spoiled baby. Come here. Come on, big spoiled baby. Yeah, I see that. I'll figure your life out. You don't want it? All that and you don't want it? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me move that. You tried to. No. Shayla. Shayla, what you do? Seriously? You can get to the back now. Yeah, you better eat it. No, eat it. My dog is weird. Hi, baby. You gonna eat your food? Gonna eat it? Bruno, you stay. Bruno, you stay here. Shayla, you can't do that. Good girl. Good girl. Let's go put that away. You make me crazy. Hi. Yeah, we're not doing that. No. Okay, I'm back. Where was I? Well, thanks for waiting for me to get back, guys. Yeah, Shayla wanted to go for a pee. She also wanted a hot dog, and in the minute I gave it to her, the first thing she wanted to do was go hide it, which we can't let her do because then Bruno will eat it, which we can't let him do because A, he's got no teeth, and B, it'll make his sugar go really high. Okay. That, I don't know what I'm going to do with the little ones yet. Okay, that one goes like that. That one is now opened up like that. And if I put, I'm not even agonizing just yet. I better do this one a little bit. I better give this one a zap on the iron. I'm going to put these off to the side. I got to keep Shayla away from that. This is why it takes me forever to get stuff done. That can go there. Yeah, I think my little mini ironing board, I think that's going to be really useful going forward. Okay, this doesn't even have to be perfectly straight. I just have to have a straight edge to build on so that I can add more pieces. Like I said, I want to work with pieces that are more or less square or rectangle when they're done. I don't want to have too many super long pieces because I can always make one of those later if I need one. Okay, that's done. Do. Some of this stuff is a big mess, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be using a lot of it, but some of this stuff is really fun. Let's go that way. Let's take some of that off. Anyway. Yeah, so Shayla will do anything. She will do anything to get. Are you back? Are you ready? Do you want food? Are you going to eat your hot dog this time? What you need? Look at this. Look at this. Look at the little moocher right there. Right there. There's my pup. Hi. What do you need? You're looking at the reason why. I don't know if you can see that. What you do? What you need? What do you need? Are you hungry? Yeah. You're looking at the reason why I sometimes have entire days where I feel like I'm not getting a damn thing done. Well, you have to let me put enough stitches in so it will hold. If you're going to take it, you have to eat it. Is that it? No, you have, Shayla, you have to eat it. Welcome to the rest of my day, guys. Shayla, just lay down and eat it. Eat it. Good girl. Ugh. She is such a princess. I mean, the world's biggest princess. I don't know if I didn't hold this up. There's a lot of fraying here. That's one of the reasons why I'm that's one of the reasons why I'm not worrying about how thick the seam is. So 3/8 inch is really good if you're worrying about fraying. I'm probably going to cut this up into like 2 or 3 pieces, but I haven't decided yet. So I saw this thing that some people are doing, and are taking this kind of scrap and they're sewing it all together into like a bolt, making like 8 to 10 yards long and all sorts of stuff. And apparently it's really popular with some people. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Not that I have a problem. Not that I have a problem with it. I just don't know that I would use it. Okay. There we go. Go. There, you feel better? All right. I have another long one that I can just add. Oh, because it looks like it's part of. No, it's separate. Okay. Just going to add this one, and then I'm going to probably chop this into 2 squares, 2 rectangles. This is kind of relaxing, though. I will say I kind of really enjoy doing. I enjoy doing my rustic projects because I don't have to worry about whether I don't have to think about placement. I don't have to think about sizes. I don't have to think about anything except for sewing 2 hunks of fabric together and hoping for the best. I don't even have to care if things wobble around a little bit. I mean, obviously I'm not going to be so careless that it's going to like I don't have to care if the corners match, but I do have to care that I'm sewing a relatively straight line, well, no, I can choose. I can choose my level of how much I care about the perfection of this project, because I can have lines that are super wonky and problematic and still not have to worry about it, because that's not what this project's about. I don't have as many pieces as I'd like to have, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Okay. I'm going to cut that one there. And I'm going to take a quick look. Yeah, that's not bad. That's going to be, this is the problem is like with the seam allowances and stuff. Yeah, this is going to be 9 inches. So if I cut this about in half, square it up later. Fold it in half, cut it about in half. Iron this one. Iron that one. Throw that one down. I'll do it that way. No, we can't. Gotta open that one up because it's too big. It's gonna be too thick. That is going to be a thing I may need to work on, is that I'm probably going to have a lot of really dark colors in this. So I'll just put that there. I'm not worried about squaring it off yet. I'm just making straight lines to sew along. Like I know I have to. I know I have to bring it back to here because that particular spot, actually I'll bring it back to here because that's going to disappear anyway. But if there's anything problematic that needs to be, because I obviously am hoping to put my stitch lines onto straight lines. But. How long is that one? That's still a long one. So I can put that one there. Actually, you know what I meant? Oh, there's one. Is it long enough? No, it's not. Do I have... There we go. Sew these together. Sew these together right quick. Come on. Those two go together. Those two go together. Now I've got enough length, and I've got a piece here that did not get sewn all the way to the end for some reason. So I'm just going to fix that right quick. Why does that do that? And of course, first it's like, let me just sew it down to the end, and the first thing that happens is it like attaches itself to the corner, sucked itself in. There. Now I can go like that. Now, what I've done in the past, where I've made my mistake in the past, is to set it aside for later. Because I've discovered that if I set it aside for later, later will almost never happen. Okay, what's going on? Oh, that one did a... Oh, that was fine. That's just weird. I'm back stitching over this little part right here because the one little piece looks like it might be trying to fray backwards, but there. And now I'm going to finish this one into a block so I don't do the thing and end up setting it aside and not getting back to it. There. Okay. Now I have to square it up. I'll just set that there for now. I'll just shove. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Are these big enough? Is this the right size? It can be. It can be. Let's see what this squares up to. So I don't care about its actual size. I just care that I can get it square. It needs to be, well, it's going to be a rectangle. It's going to be a rectangle, but still, you still call it squaring them up. Ooh, this is already square. This side's already a square, so I'm just going to keep going. You know what I've got? I'm too dumb to get it out. As long as nothing's over 12 inches, and this isn't. I've got a Lazy Susan cutting mat that I can just, I'm not going to get it out unless I really, really decide that I need it. Lazy Susan mat the Lazy Susan mat is really cool, and it's really awesome, and it's really helpful. But the way I'm currently set up, it would actually be in the way. And then that line there is going to work. Yep. Barely, but it's going to work. There we go. Now I've got a nice little rectangle. Let's see where I think this is just exactly too small. Yep, it's too small. Are any of these bigger? They are not. I'm going to set them over there with that pile, though. Well, this one should work. This one will work. It's the right size, so it's going to get a spider. It's going to get a spider web in the back. I should have got my batting out at the same time. But I was lazy. This is a great opportunity to use up scraps of batting too, because I saved all my scraps on the off chance that I'm going to get a project that will look nice. Is this going to be the right width? Oh, it is. There. I don't mind if I have a little bit of waste because I use all the extra pieces for pillows. For pillow stuffing. Thought I had more over there already. Okay, let's start. Actually, let's just do this. Let's just do this for a change. Let's see if that makes a difference. I have to move this anyway, but if I do this, there. Anyway, somebody entertain me, tell me a story, or not. I don't care. I don't care. My dog just entertained me by being a hot dog whore. It's kind of funny if you check if you get a regular hot dog. I don't think I would give that to a dog, but the cheapest brand of chicken wieners has got pretty much the exact same. Yeah, I'm going to take that off. I don't like how that's flopping around. The cheapest brand of chicken wieners on the market, at least up here in Canada, is, except for the fact that the salt's a little high, is actually good for dogs. We really should be soaking them to get the excess salt out, but yeah, that's where it is. Just got shoved further back. Anyway, there. Look at that. Look at that. And this is something else that Lisa struggles with. Is it's like doing random stuff. She struggles with doing stuff that looks like this because it's just too random and her brain doesn't like it. So if that's you and you struggle with randomness, it's a good opportunity. Now, I've got to make sure it's at least an inch, and it is. Pin it again. That pin goes there. That pin comes out and goes there. Or that pin can just go here. Then that pin comes out and goes here. And that pin comes out and goes here. And this pin goes in the center. Because this has a lot of pieces, though, you really need to put at least a couple, because that way it keeps the seams a little bit more in place. You don't have to go over. As a matter of fact, if you're going to do the design, if you're going to do the designs, you can leave the seams alone and do them in the middle. If you're not going to do designs, I might just do a crisscross. I should just do a crisscross. I do not need to force this to be anything special. I really don't. The whole purpose of this exercise is to basically create what are going to become the random puzzle pieces that I am later going to assemble. Well, that's gotta. There we go. Maybe I'll just go. Yeah, I'm just gonna go right corner to corner. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to keep everything in place so that the hell? Oh. Is my thing empty? I think my spool is empty. Wait, if my spool is empty, I better check this first. Make sure. No, this went all the way around. Yeah, that was there. Bobbin. Keep saying spool. Spool, bobbin, same thing I get. Oh, no, bobbin's fine. The machine just came. The machine just. The needle came unthreaded. Not the end of the world. There's probably a punitive action on the part of the machine to punish me for not getting my dog her shit in time, on time, the way that my dog's a princess. I don't need that there now. Maybe I should be a little bit more careful, though. Not careful, decorative. Because I could always use this as like I could use this as almost as a little placemat, as a little mug rug, as a whatever. I knew it doesn't matter. Let's do that right now. So yes, we had no internet for a big chunk of the day yesterday. So far today, it's been fine, unless you guys are noticing a stutter that I'm not noticing. I'm just gonna go like that. I'm gonna put it on the machine, and I'm gonna leave it on the machine because I keep going back and forth. But then the problem is that I keep forgetting to move it, and it's like, so instead of actually getting anything done, you guys are only seeing a little bit of stuff, a little bit of the time. And I know most of you guys are busy doing your own thing. So when you look up, you might want to see something other than, a corner of table and a pair of scissors. And the reason why I do the quilting like this first and then trim it is that if anything shifts and I've already trimmed it, I could end up with less than an inch to work with. But if anything shifts and I haven't trimmed it yet, then I have a chance to tweak it back into place and still guarantee myself that inch. And again, I'm using mostly scrap. So even though some of this fabric is going to end up in the garbage because of the trimming and the whatever, I'm still wasting less than I would waste by getting frustrated one day and just pitching everything. Which is usually how it goes, right? You look at this big giant pile of scrap and then you go, oh my God, I can't handle this. And then you just get rid of a bunch of it. So at least I'm using it. Because some of this fabric, like I haven't had this polka dot one for a while. That's how long it's been sitting in my scrap bin. Anyway. Yeah, Lisa has her game that she's streaming tonight with Dawn Michelle. So as long as the internet holds out, which it looks like it's gonna. Oh, we have this thing. I don't know what the deal is, but we have this basically this thing. And come on, get back into focus. Basically, whenever we have enough rain, like whenever we have like 2 or 3 days of rain, all of a sudden our internet gets spotty. And that's what happened last night. This time it just went went out and stayed out. I have no idea what happened. My thing came out again. I don't know why let's make sure. No, that's not stuck on anything. We don't know what the deal was, but they were still working on it at like 7, 8 o'clock at night last night. And they got it working after about, it went at 3 and it was back on by 7. It was only off for about 4 hours. But when you're used to having a good connection that never goes anywhere, right? So it was off for about 4 hours. It was spotty for, God, when did I first notice it? Anyway, but yeah, it was a neighborhood thing. But I think what's going on, the internet cables are underground here, and I think whenever there's enough rain, the cables get wet, and then they just go stop working properly. But yeah, they were here for like, internet came back on by 7, but they were still here for like 2 or 3 hours after that. So no, I guess. I don't know. It seems like when you're used to having something and not having to think about it, it seems like forever. But we were out for about 4 hours, and the repair took about probably 5 to 6 hours total. But they were back out again today. So I have no idea how these things work, right? So it's like, well, they're back out again today. So if that means they're expecting but yeah, it's oh yeah, no, they're doing something. They did something about it. See, here's the thing: is that whenever we get enough rain, the connection gets spotty, so they can't really detect it, right? But we've never had. I mean, they can't really. They have to be able to detect it, figure out exactly where it's coming from, and do all the thing. And I did it again. I went too far in. It's really not the end of it's not the end of the world. This is like all residential around here, so it's all home internet. I guess with so many people working from home, but yeah, it's been a thing for a while now that whenever the weather's really bad, the internet can get a little spotty, and they've never, no matter how many, hey, our internet's really spotty tonight, and they're like, we're not detecting anything on our end. They still send somebody out, but it's that thing, right? If it's only happening once in a while, they can't even find it. So. But they finally found it because they were out there for a while, and then they were back out again today. I'm assuming that what they did was they fixed it enough to work overnight. I don't know how known the problem is. If it's just spotty, like okay, if it's like the street light. This is a really good example because I kind of read an article about it not too long ago. If the street light at the end of your street flickers, but it's not bothering anybody, or it's not lasting long enough to really become a problem, how many people would actually take the time to report it? So if it's only a minor annoyance that everybody, and also of people that may or may not be willing to report it, how many people are operating under the assumption that somebody else has already reported it? So like they don't even know there's a problem until people start reporting the problem. And to be honest, 90% of there's a business summary thing that basically says 98% of customers with a problem will just say nothing and either tolerate it, or they'll either tolerate it or they'll move on to a different company that doesn't have that problem. People just don't speak up. Nobody wants to be the squeaky wheel, right? And if you've got a neighborhood if you've got a cable box, an internet connection box serving 500 customers, and only 3 are calling in to say, hey, my connection gets spotty when it's raining, because we've called in. It's like, yeah, our connection gets spotty when it's raining. This has been an ongoing problem. Okay, we'll make a note. We're not detecting anything right now, but we'll make a note. Anyway, they're fixing it now with a little bit of luck. What that means is that we're not going to have, and what I mean by spotty is it goes out, goes back on. People should speak up, but I will say that most don't. Most don't. We went out to dinner the other day, and I got a dessert, and turned out the dessert was burnt, and nobody had told them. They didn't know. It's like, and now at a restaurant, desserts and stuff like that are done in batches. If I do that, there we go. Desserts like it was sticky toffee pudding. So it's like, it's not like you're scooping a scoop of ice cream. It's like they would have done a batch of like 20 or 30, right? God knows how long they've been serving it for. And they were just realizing that there was a problem with the desserts when I spoke up. And it's like, she came back and she said, yeah, we deducted the dessert off of your, we've deducted the cost of the dessert, which was expected, which is fine. They said, yeah, and I said, I forget what I said. And they goes, yeah, we had a couple of other people that just told us about it. It's like, dude, this should not be. You should have known about it the first time you sent one out, not however many times this happened. Well, keep that off of that. There we go. I'm going to put that right there. And I'll go that far. But it's just, you know what it is? It's just the way people are. Some people will bitch and moan for no good. I mean, and I see a lot of that in my Etsy group. People will bitch and moan for no good reason, and other people wouldn't say shit if they had a mouthful of it. It's just human nature, I guess. I don't know. I always try. I try not to be a dick about it, but I almost always try to speak up. But they've known about this for a while, and they've fixed it a couple of times previously. But I think their bigger part of the problem is that it's a major undertaking to put in all new lines underground. I don't know how they go about doing that. Okay. Where's the second? Well, I gotta put more water in my iron. There she is. Okay. Shayla was mad earlier because Bruno was over across the room sleeping on an old knit blanket that I made, actually. And she was getting bitchy about it. I don't know who was here when she started doing that. She just started sort of running in circles around the room. And I I went and I brought her out a different homemade blanket. She's sleeping on it now, but I don't think I can get the camera over to get a good look. They get so jealous. They both have this thing where it's like, I need to sleep on. What is this? I did go to. They really, really, really like sleeping on anything I've made. Probably because my scent is all over it. But actually, that's the one Lisa made. They really, really, really like sleeping on the homemade blankets, no matter how many dog beds we get them. And I went and got her one, and she's finally sleeping on it. And she is out like a light. All right, now that one has to go. That'll go all the way up. That'll go there. But yeah, the internet going out wasn't. Fortunately, we live in a big enough town that it's. I remember living in Smallville, where I came from. I could imagine if the internet was out, it would not be a priority to fix it right away. There, now I've got I took, this is the other half of that one that I just did, and I just added a different piece to the end, and now it looks like a whole new block. See? There it is. So that's how it was connected. It's connected. I'm not sure how it was connected anyway. Yeah, it was connected like about that. So I've got this one in this size, and I've added that one now to different size. And now they look like two completely different ones. I need a different piece of this scrap to be the backing. Is this one big enough? Oh, this one's almost exactly the right size. Okay. In theory, this is a square. That's a rectangle. Okay. Let me just check. That is for the crow. This piece is for the crows. This piece is for my crow fabrics. That's good enough. I know I've got like half a bolt of that. Okay. Anyway, that's the adventure of the day, though. So it was nice. So we try to get out somewhere, usually to a restaurant, almost always to a restaurant. We usually try to get out about once a week for date night. So we just went date night yesterday. Did that. Okay. There we go. I really like how this feels. It's very, very light and got a lot more of a fluff element than the other batting I usually use. But it shifts so easy. Because you can like take this piece here and just stretch it. But if you do that, then it will snap back into place when you're not ready for it. I just really need to hold down the corners for now. I suppose I should do that. I had a little bit of shifting this way as well throughout the center on the other ones. I should probably fix that on this one. Anyway, I was going to show you I was going to show you the crow quilt. I got one more piece done for that because I've been working on this, and I also did what's called a Dapo cloth for John's girlfriend, which he's already got it, so I can't show you. So this is the latest. This is the latest from the crows, because I realized I can use up some of this. I can use up some of this scrap around these because I do not have to have every one of them looking like super stellar. And this one I finally put onto a backing as well. That's the other one. I finally got that one So it's like, there's the window frame, there's the wall. So I got that one done too. I wasn't in a big, huge hurry on those. Well, I was hoping to get a third one done, but then like when you start working on the scrap, it can take, just the fact that you're stopping to sew shit together every 5 seconds takes time. I think I might finish that. Maybe that's what I should do. I've made grocery bags for John. He doesn't really use, he's a guy. He doesn't use tote bags or stuff like that. Okay. But if I want to make something, and one of his buddies has a house, so he basically is a boarder at his buddy's house. So he doesn't need anything. If he lived alone, I'd be making him like a nice table runner set or something, but he doesn't, and he's not. It's not even a roommate. It's not even a roommate situation where both people bring some of their own stuff into the mix. This is the kind of situation where his buddy owns the house, so everything belongs to the buddy. John's. I don't know what he did with his furniture. He had his own place, so I don't know if he threw it in storage. His buddy's got a pretty big place, so maybe it's like sitting in the garage somewhere. But yeah, John doesn't need things like that right now, not until such time as he moves into his own place again. I guess instead of making nice things for my son, I'll have to make nice things for his girlfriend. They've been together for, this is the one I just had out, right? Right. And it just needs a quick zap. I don't need to care if it's perfect. I don't need to care if it's perfect or not, but if it's got too many wrinkles, I have to give it a quick zap before I lay it out. Anyway, yeah, Dappo cloths. Let me just see if I can look one up. I can't because there's fabric. My stuff is covered. There, we can put it up there. That goes there. Oh, cool. I wanted to get that pile out next anyway. Let me look it up. Let me see if I can share one with you. I've been having some thoughts. See if I can find a relatively basic one. Well, these are the schmancy ones. So I'll leave this page up. Let's see if I can do share screen. Okay. So these are called Dappo Flow Stars. And they're basically, take one of the, make what I'm already making, make two of them, make them square, and then sew them together. And I found out that there's only one person in Canada selling them right now. And with all the tariff and mailing issues and stuff like that, it might I don't know if it's something I should, I might be able to sell a few. Especially, let me just go over here. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, this is on Amazon. Is it Amazon? Oh, no, Amazables. Oh, no, yes, this one is on Amazon. Let's visit Amazon. $80 fucking. And I will tell you right now, Oh no, that's not there. Yeah, $82 on Amazon for, yeah, for one that looks like this. Did I go to the right page? I don't think it followed me. Yeah, $82 for one that looks like that. But I've also seen them, like they don't have to be a centered design. Like look, like that one there, right? They don't have to be a centered design. And it's like they're called, yeah, and nobody's making them up here. They're just buying them. They're buying them for like, I was doing a little research. They're buying them for about, oh, I've already closed the thing. Sorry, let me set that back. They're buying them. Yeah. Well, they're buying them for like, they're buying them for like $30 each on Temu, and I'll tell you right now, they're not worth that much. They're buying them for about $30 each on Temu and selling them for up to $110. It's like, that's just highway robbery. Like, I mean, I know, I don't know how to describe this. It's like, if you're going to charge that kind of money, you better be buying the material and making it yourself, and there better be something fucking special about it, because that's just, I don't know. And I'm at a stage where I could be doing them. I could do them nicer with more variety, like more whatever. I could. Oh, and check it out. They're making them out of the ones that they are selling. $110 for something that you order off of Temu, and it's made out of polyester and broadcloth, which are two of the least expensive materials that you can use. I mean, I use broadcloth for the lining of my bags because I think it's better than than what a lot of them are currently using as linings. But yeah. So if I end up, this is the thing I'm thinking about. If the tariffs end up being more or less permanent and there ends up being not much I can do about them, then it might be, because if we can't figure out some way to get around the tariffs or do whatever, then I might not be in a position where it makes sense to sell to the US on a regular basis. So it's like, well, what can I sell to a strictly Canadian market? And apparently this is something I can sell to a Canadian market. So it's like, oh, okay, I should look into this. But we're still expecting our post office to go on strike, like almost immediately, like any time, honestly. I think they're gonna go on strike just in time to fuck up Black Friday for everybody. Because if they can fuck up Black Friday, which is one of the biggest Christmas shopping days of the year, if they can screw that up for people, then everybody's going to be incentivized to make a deal you're going to have to support us in making a deal with Canada Post so that we don't fuck up the rest of your Christmas, and you could at least still go shopping at the mall or send your whatever. I don't know, but what was that? What's it clicking on? Oh, every now and again, it just kind of slides out of place. You just got to snap it back in. I don't know why it does that. I don't know if it's just maybe I'm helping by pushing too hard or whatever, but if they can't get the tariff stuff sorted out, my problem is I think my stuff is tariff free. I don't think I have to pay. I don't think I have to worry about tariffs for any of my stuff. The problem is the brokerage fee. How they're doing it right. Okay, come on that way. I already fucked that up. Okay. People are talking about even when your stuff is duty free, they're talking about well, we're expecting a postal strike, so I can't, and for me to send by anybody else, UPS and stuff like that, when you're putting stuff across the border, have flat rate brokerage fees that are like anywhere from $12 to $20, and that's before you pay the actual shipping fees. And I was like, ugh. It's just, I'm supposed to be more or less retired, so it's just, I am not going to bother putting any more stitching in. This stuff here doesn't need this type of batting does not require any it does not need any quilting to hold. If you use regular batting and don't put enough quilting in, it will fall apart and slump and do all sorts of fucked up stuff. This doesn't require it at all, apparently. I don't trust it. I'm still going to do some stitching, but come on. Anyway, it might be something to look into. It might be something for me to think about. I haven't decided. I haven't decided yet because, I started doing tarot bags because I have an interest in tarot. I don't know that I would have an interest in the actual product that I'm making, and I don't know if that's good or bad. As a side gig hobby, I think what I would do, you know what I think I would do is if I can find a bunch of products, but if I can find a bunch of things to sew that make sense and seem like fun, if I'm stuck selling, if the tariff situation does not have a solution, or if the tariffs get worse, or okay, there is apparently our trade agreement, the free trade agreement, apparently that is up for negotiation, and formally, as of January, Trump can withdraw. The time limit has been met, and Trump can withdraw completely from the free trade agreement, which means that everything right now stuff like this, stuff like tarot bags, are not subject to tariff. It's just the way shipping works that's keeping it problematic for us, right? But as of January, apparently, Trump can just walk away from the free trade agreement completely, which subjects everything to a 35% tariff, or 45% if he keeps this threat of increasing it by 10%. So I'm not even going to make a decision. I'm not even willing to make a decision until January, but I would like to reopen the shop. But I'm supposed to be. I'm retired. I'm supposed to be winding down. So I think I am going to reopen the shop. I just don't know how much. I don't know how much energy or effort I'm going to put into working on it, like constantly sewing for it the way I have been in the past. I don't know. Like, I mean, maybe I'll just commit to doing 20 bags a week. And if I run out between drops, that's fine. And if I don't, that's fine. I don't know. I have no idea what I want it to look like yet. Lisa keeps telling me, I don't care what you do, just enjoy your video games. So I'm like, but I am enjoying them. I just don't want it to be the only thing I do. Oh, I forgot to ask, how's the sound? I'm not using the Snowball microphone. I'm just using the sound right on the computer itself because it has been good in the past, but I'm also pointing sideways to the computer, and I don't know how well I'm being picked up. Like, I mean, if you're finding that you have to crank the sound to max just to hear me or something, let me know. Because hooking up the Snowball mic really isn't that big of a deal. Come on, get in there. There we go. Okay, get over here. Where are my pins? I have a thing about wanting to keep my needles all sorted out in the correct spots at all times. Oh, I did it again, and I don't want to do that. I want to do it this way. I really don't like starting and stopping at every corner. It's a pain in the ass, but I get distracted. It's my own damn fault. Oh, take that pin out and put that there. Oh, perfect. Oh, and hello, asked me. course, I asked about the sound. Now I got to get up and go check. I got to go up and check on the washing machine. I will tell you right now, this is so much. This makes life so much different. Oh, yeah. That's why. That should fix it right there. Any echoing should be fixed now. I have to keep the one. In order to run two cameras, it's also running two cameras. It's also automatically running the microphone in two places. So whenever so I have to make sure that one of the microphones is muted, or it just tries to echo it. It's a pain in the ass, but yeah, my old computer, that would not pick up the sound very well unless I would have to be pointed directly at pick up the sound. This one here has a much better microphone. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to fold it in properly this time. Okay. So this makes three more patches for the ugly quilt design. It's not actually gonna be ugly when it's done. It's gonna be very chaotic, very, very, very chaotic. So I guess if chaotic designs do not make you happy, then you will think it's actually ugly. But it will be an incredibly chaotic design. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna pick a very, like, maybe even orange. I'm gonna pick a thread color for the zigzag that makes it clear that it's really, really obvious. Like, I don't want to look like I'm trying to, I don't know, hide something. I don't know what you would call it, but there we go. And backstage. Okay. So Shayla's off to La La Land. She's finally sleeping. She's still back there. She is. I don't know if I can get the camera. The camera doesn't have a super long cord. There she is. So I threw a quilt down on the floor for her. And once she had her snack, she settled in, and that's probably where she is probably gonna stay there right up until Lisa walks in the door. Okay, checking on the laundry, blow my nose. I will literally be just 2 seconds. Well, more than 2, but yeah, it's just thumping around back there, minding its own business. Okay, so that's 3. That's 3 that I just finished today. 3 done. Oops, let me get that open. Okay, what time is it now? It's 3 o'clock. Which microphone am I on? Oh, I need to mute that one and unmute that one. There we go. Hey, Hey, Jenny, how you doing? You're running late. You must have a class to teach. That's good. We'll start with that one. There we go. I am working on patches. I'm working on patches for the ugly quilt. You know about the ugly quilt, right? Yeah, I am okay. I'll show you. I'll show you. So I've got a collection of partially sewn stuff that, I was working on for other projects that, was left over from other projects, whatever, right? And I have a basket of that stuff. So I'm taking it, like I had that. I just did that today. This is just rando, absolutely rando, more absolutely rando. So I am, and of course, I know you saw that one, right? So I am just I'm working through some of my stash today, getting some of the rando stuff, because don't forget, like, I might end up having extra leftover, blah, 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 that I can then throw back in the bag and use for the next. I can keep a bag of this on the go at all times and always have an ugly quilt on the go. So yeah, I've just finished 3, and honestly, then when I have leftover stuff that I don't know what to do with, I've always got something to do with it. Anyway, yeah, so I've just done 3 so far today. I've got some leftover batting. I've got some leftover batting just from everything else. Like, this piece is kind of narrow. So yeah, absolutely. So if I want to do, I can do, because I always end up, I do a sloppy, I don't know what to call it. I'll work on a piece and have a bunch of stuff left over. I throw it in the bin, and then it just lives there forever. But like, I can also, this is the cool part. Oh, that's what I should do next. Do a bunch of those. So I've got this set up. I've got this set up as my cutting table today, and I've got my mini. I have a mini ironing board that I don't actually get a chance to use very often, but I've got that out today. You don't have to iron perfectly every step of the way, but you kind of, okay, if I do that one, you don't have to iron perfectly every step of the way, but at some point you have to give it a zap. So anyway, let's get over here. There. I've got some little teeny tiny pieces. I think I'm going to do, okay. I'm going to get one of these going. I'm going to get one of these started. I'm going to do something. I'm going to try a thing. Okay. One of the things that I know is going to happen, I know that it's going to happen. It's already established that it's going to happen, and there's nothing I can do about it. Where are they? Oh, man. There they are. Okay. I've got some little, oh, there they go. There's a nice little piece right here, right? Okay. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. And, oh, you, woof. Oh, that is so weird. Maybe somebody quit and IT deleted the wrong account. Maybe IT needs to check and make sure that there's not somebody with a similar name whose account is still active. I'm helpful, and it's the only thing I can think of. Okay. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, that can live there for now. I mean, let me just get this one there. Now, I can do this with, I can even do something with a piece that small. I bet you somebody quit or did whatever, and they have deleted the wrong account. Let me check my ruler stash. Every now and again, quilting magazines, there's one. Every now and again, quilting, I know I've got a 2-inch. It's not in here. Okay. Every now and again, quilting magazines will include fancy rulers. And I don't use them very often, but I do collect them when I can. So this is a 6.5-inch backing, right? If I center this piece, I just got to double check. I have 1 inch all the way around. So if I take this, let's see if it's big enough. Okay. I need to fill in that corner. Oh, but look at that. I could just do that. I could just do it just like that. Okay. That's one. What's this one? Okay, I need a smaller. What size is this one? This one is 4.5 inches. So in order to have, so if I make this 2.5 inches, yeah, 2.5 inches. There we go. This is going to be, is this 2.5 inches? Oh, this is 2.5 inches. Let's clean it up. Let's clean it up and off we go. Okay. Clean it up. It was already exactly 2.5 inches. So if I go like that and I put it like that, right? Okay. So, oh, look at that. That right there. Okay. Whew. Oh my God, I got lucky. I got lucky. I don't have to fix that. Okay. I did. It's done. Basically, I think I got a picture of it. Let me see if I can pull up the picture. Let me see if I can get the picture. The batting gods, oh, they are my favorite. Now, apparently the sound went funky while I was showing a different page. So let's see what's going. Let's see how this goes. Okay, we'll look at that later. Okay, do that one. That one. No, not that one. That one. Yeah, this is the heck. Okay, let's see if this will let me show it. Come on. Yeah, there it is. Okay, back to here. Add that to stage. Why did it do that? We'll figure that out later. Oh, that's why it did it. Okay. Wait a second, what the hell did it do? Now it's got the exact same one in twice. It took out the other one. It's got that one. It's got that one. Okay, that was weird. That's really weird. There we go. So basically, it was the exact same cloth. It's two of the exact same cloth turned back to back at an angle and sewn together. That's what it was. Let me just get this sorted back out again. That was weird that because I didn't click on anything to do with the second camera, and it just went away. Let me see if I can get it back. Okay, that one went. Huh. Okay. No, it's called a Dapo Flow. It's called a Flow Star. They call it a Flow Star, and apparently what the idea is, you spin them and you throw them in the air and you learn to do little tricks with them and stuff. So they're really popular at festivals and stuff. And that is what they're for. So, but yeah, I was just I was just like humming and hawing, wondering if it might be. So basically, if I do a bunch of things and there's a small gap in between, then I need to be able to measure out, right? And I might as well see how that's going to look, right? So I'm going to stop and do one right now. So get a pin in the middle. There's this little guy, so it doesn't have to do much. Get a pin in the middle. I don't have to do anything but put this little guy together. Take it over there. Oh, and don't forget, I've got this. I can actually, that's probably exactly what I should do. Because are you seeing how the pin is making it smash up? Let's try this. Okay. Now the really cool thing is, I don't care if I get a little bit of the spray on my glove. Okay, put that there. It's temporary adhesive, so it makes it sticky, so it will stick to itself. Yeah, temporary adhesive for the smaller pieces. I don't care if it gets on my glove a little bit, because over time, by using it and washing it or whatever, the adhesive starts to break down because it's non-stick adhesive. So for this one, though, I think it is going to be imperative that I clip it and pin it and do all the things before. I'm going to go like that. Come on, we're going to go like that. Okay, so these are going to be fiddly, but they're not going to be hard. This is not difficult. I don't think it's it's not fully lined up. That's going to be the issue, is to make sure that it gets centered properly. I can also put a little line. Yeah. Well, there are people who will not sew anything without 505 spray. It's expensive, but I will say that for the people who use it, it's a lifesaver. You know what? I'm gonna try the lazy way, though, because if I can't find a lazy way, anyway, let's see how this guy looks. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna keep that handy. I might need it. In theory, okay, I'm being lazy about this. In theory, I should be changing my thread color every time because there's going to be black on blue all the way around. In theory, I should be changing my front thread color, but I don't think I'm too concerned about that. Okay, this is really going to be really important that I remember to do my corners before I reach them. Corner, do. Do, back up. Oh yeah, this is going to be easy. So there, look at that. Yeah, it'll be fine. You know what? It will be. It is supposed to be utterly and thoroughly chaotic. Oh, that's not that. That is that. Just getting a look at that. Look at that. That's perfect. That is perfect. So if I have a little gap, because how you measure the gap, whatever size this piece is the size. Like if you have a hole and it's 3 by 5, then you cut this 3 by 5, and then it'll be 3 by 5 when it's done. So that, yes, there you go, mini. Can you imagine a project? I don't think I could do it without going completely crazy. Can you imagine a project where you know what? I guess that's what English paper piecing is about. But you imagine a project where you just make like 300 or 400 of these and then put them all together later. Anyway, I'm not going to do the bigger one now because I don't have to. But yeah, I've got smaller rulers, so I've got to keep in mind that those are available. And I have a feeling I'll be doing a smaller pieces with 505 instead of pins, which is good to know. Good to know. Yeah, that's good. I did save a bunch of these for whatever. Come on. I've got so much shit. So I've got a 4.5 by 4.5, a 6.5 by 6.5. I've got a 9.5 by 9.5 kicking around somewhere. I've got pretty much every ruler size I could need. Something else I can do too, if I really want to, is I can come in and make these use this as backing too. Come on, over here. Anyway, yeah, I got playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. I don't know what they did or didn't do to make the Halloween stuff easier, but I've got the Jack Skellington outfit and the pumpkin head hat. So guess how I'm dressed up now. There we go. That's going to be like that. That's going to be my next one. This piece big enough? Oh. Oh, is it stuck on? I don't know what it's stuck on. I'm just going to cut it out because it's a last piece of an end piece anyway. It was stuck on something. Oh, you haven't been on Dreamlight in a while? Yeah, I just went in. Their Halloween stuff, and that's going to be big enough. All I need to do is make sure that whatever I'm using for my backing is going to be big enough. For I tried to store some stuff on the floor to be lazy, and Shayla immediately started digging in it. So now I got to keep it all up here. Okay. That goes there for a minute. That comes down here. These are, yeah, this is all leftover. That's narrow. And I don't need, oh, and it goes like that. Yes. That goes there. So yeah, I'm working through a pile of a new expansion pack. Wait. We have, what are the two that we have now? There's two that are out right now. I forget what the two are now. There's Eternal Isle, and there's the one that's all about the books. Wait. There's a floating, is it the floating island one? That is part of the Halloween adventure stuff. And that's apparently only going to last for like a month. Yeah, I've got those two. There's a Halloween themed little floating isle that they have going right now. That one, but I forget when that one ends. It's not permanent. And I don't, what did I see so far up there? There's a ghost pet. I got this weird glowy raven pet. I don't know if that's one that was available last year or not. What did I just do? That doesn't go there. That goes. This stuff here breaks up Wish Blossom Ranch. I haven't even finished the other two yet. I cannot. Okay, I want to, but I can't justify adding another expansion until I complete the two that I've got. I'm working on Eternity Isle right now. I don't think I've spent more than an hour in Storybook Vale. I got to get caught up. I did the season content for Diablo, which was nice. I did the season content for Diablo, which is nice, and I've got everything that I can get without like having to just make playing my lifestyle choice for the next week, 2 weeks, whatever. So it's like, and once you hit a certain level, it's just grinding, and then it gets boring, right? So I've got that out of the way. Do I need to do any quilting on this one? You don't have to quilt. I don't have to quilt every single one, and since it's my blanket, if anything pops loose or does something, I can fix it anytime. Maybe I should throw a couple stitches in. Yeah, I haven't. Well, I you know what it is for me is I binge. I get into a game, and then I binge it, which is fine. I binge on that game, and then after I've pretty much reached all the goals that I'm interested in for the game, then I lose interest for a while, which is fine. It's either time, like after X amount of weeks, or after X amount of achieved goals, then I just lose interest for a while. And then after a while, I come back to it. But I completed everything from this season of Diablo that I want, and it didn't take long. It wasn't that hard. And Palworld is, I've pretty much done everything that I wanted to do in Palworld. Lisa and I have a world that we're playing, but we don't play it very often, which is nice. And then what's the other game? Cult of the Lamb. Cult of the Lamb, I've kind of binged away from that because I'm at the stage of Cult of the Lamb where it gets very, very repetitive while you're building up your skills and your stuff. And it's like, oh man, but I don't want to work on that. I'm not in the mood to be grinding at the same thing over and over again. Cult of the Lamb is really, really cute, but it doesn't have a lot of variety in what you're doing. So yeah, I'm ready to get back into Dreamlight Valley. So I think I'm probably gonna end up playing tonight. Then again, you know what? I'm really on a roll with this sewing. As long as my body is cooperating, as long as I don't get a sore ass from sitting all day or something. I might just do this for the evening. I don't know. So what? Yeah, it's only 3:30 now. I've only been streaming for 2.5, almost 2.25 hours, which is fine. But yeah. Okay, that's done. That can come out because I don't need that one in anymore. Let's go over here. Yeah, I go back and forth on that. I fucked up my shoulder because fuck my shoulder. But so I haven't been doing much with the Oculus lately. But I think Dreamlight, my shoulder's pretty much better now. It's just still my shoulder. Well, when you get like old and decrepit, or even when you're once you've done a ouch on yourself, takes a little bit especially if it's one that's lasted for a while. Then your stamina. My shoulder has no stamina right now, so not really doing Oculus stuff, which is fine. But I'll cycle back to that too. We know I will. Okay, what are you doing? Okay, I'm just gonna wing it on that one because it shifted and I don't really want to. Yeah, that's why it shifted. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I need variety. I need variety. I just did it again. Got distracted, cut the whole thing off. That's fine. I did it on another one too. And I did then when I'm gonna, oh my God, I have the exact same fabric still. I have more of this. Ghost Town? I don't think I've seen Ghost Town. Wait, I'll have to go look. I haven't really played Oculus. I think I might get Synth Rider back out now that I'm no longer dealing with it was this weird thing. It was fine, but if I overdid it, I would start feeling like I was getting cramps in my shoulder. I basically did a rotator cuff thing on myself, but I'm back to normal, and I should get back on the Oculus because it makes you move your playing on the Oculus makes you move your arms as well as your feet, whatever. It's physical. Even just doing one of the 3D puzzles on Oculus works your hands and your arms. Okay, if this was a regular project, if I had cut it all off, I'd put 4 on, but I only have to put 1. I only have to add 1. So I added a blue one. I only have to add 1 to make it look good. But I do have to give it a zap with the iron, just a quick one. Got to make sure that seam doesn't shift. Spooky. Oh, wait. I think Lisa was playing that one. Or no, the one Lisa was playing had Disney elements to it. I'll have to go look it up. Is it one of the Horizon Plus games, or do you got to go pay for it? I don't think I want to pay for anything until my shoulder is feeling back a little bit more stamina back in that shoulder. But okay. Start here. It's shifted a little bit, which is not a big deal, but I just took out all the pins because I'm going to have to tweak it anyway. So screw that. Just start tweaking from the very beginning. One nice thing about this project too, though, is that I get to practice on stuff. And if it doesn't, as long as I get a usable block, I don't have to worry about a perfect block. Because it's going to be an absolutely chaotic mess when it's done. And I'm going to love it. God, I'm not very smart. I forgot to trim it. And I'm going to have 3 narrow ones and 1 really wide one. And I don't care, so I'm just going to leave it in. I can take it off the machine and fix it. I'm just being, the whole purpose of this, the whole purpose of using up the scrap is to be quick and lazy about it. There's an intentionality here when you're using up scrap. Because the minute you start, okay, for me. Oh, it's Horizon Plus. I'll have to go look. For me, if I'm using up scrap and I start trying too hard, it gets really frustrating because then you're constantly sorting through what you want, what you don't want, how you want it, how you don't want it. And then next thing you know, you're agonizing for hours over, and especially for me with the sheer amount of scrap I get because of all the shop stuff, you find yourself agonizing over massive piles of scrap and suddenly you just want to throw it all away. Okay, let's get that one back. There we go, and that one's going to be the inch. Yeah, 3 narrow, 1 wide. It'll be fine. It'll look fine. Oh wait, so if you put it in your library, if you redeem it, you can still hang. You basically, do you have to have downloaded and played it to keep it in your library? Or I thought it stayed in your library as long as you redeemed it. I'll have to look. I will have to look. Yeah, I download anything that looks good. Or rather, I redeem anything that looks good, download anything that I definitely don't want to lose track of. There we go. Got another one out of the way. So that's what? 3, 4, 5 today. Oh yeah, I gotta put in my McOrder for McDinner. Oh, okay, yeah, I know that. Okay, as long as you've downloaded it, it's yours forever, even if you go back later and delete it. I think redeeming it lets you keep it, but let's face it, most of what's on Horizon Plus are newer games that they're just trying to get the word out. Older games that they're trying to get one last round of entertainment out of. So, but I'm cheap, and I'm okay. It's kind of funny. I'm cheap. I'm enjoying it, and I find that the more realistic, if the graphics are too realistic, then the motion makes me like seasick. So, there, got a little one. Got another one. Add it to the pile. I'm gonna have to get a container or something for that to keep it all straightened out because it's down low. It's down low, and she, especially if she decides that she wants my stuff, has no qualms whatsoever about helping herself to it. Well, that'll be nice. There we go. I'm gonna do that one too. I don't need them all to be super big. Nice thing is that the nice thing about this is that I can put them all together. I can start building the quilt right away and then fill in holes later. The Quest 3 is I wish there was a way to show it. The lenses, Lisa would know the specs more, but the pass-through view is better. The graphics are better. Like when you put on the Quest 3, oh, and it's in color. Or what's in color that's in black and white on the other one? I cannot for the life of me remember, because Lisa, we've already gotten rid of the Quest 2. Lisa would be able to tell you though. Yeah. I have to move. Yeah, the graphics are better. The graphics are better and smoother flowing. So the games are not always going to make you seasick the same way. Iron that one. Ugh. Yeah. Got another one. I just slapped this one together from 2 leftover pieces. Now, if I just put that one, and that one, that'll look fine. That'll look fine, or do I care? Do I care enough to do it? Oh, there we go. I want that one. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay. Let's do it from that angle. I am just, pass through is, oh, that's something else too, is that on the 3, on the 2, you have to define your own play area. On the 3, it auto detects. Okay, when you're doing Synth Rider or what's the other one? Can you play? Yeah, that's a nice one. I still have a ton of it left too. I can play Synth Rider or the other one. Okay, we're catching on something. Yeah, we're catching on something. Yeah. Okay, Synth Rider for sure. Oh, I wonder why that's. Oh, because my bobbin is almost done. This happens. I was trying to show somebody this. Wait a second. I was trying to show somebody this the other day, where see, the bobbin's almost done, so the ending thread has popped out from the thing, and now Beat Saber. Yeah, Beat Saber. See the bottom thread, the tail of the thread has popped up and started tangling with the actual thread. So it hung itself up. It hung itself up inside the machine and created a tangle, which then this is going to be hard to see on the cloth color, but there's a big knot there because it didn't want to sew through properly. I forget who was asking about it, but yeah, it happens. It happens. I'm lucky though. I am lucky because I won't lose it, because this pops out with a button, and I do not have to start digging under there. I might as well clean it while I have it open. Oh, there you are. I was wondering why I was smelling doggy farts. I knew they're both close enough to fart. I was watching a sewing video. Lady was talking about her machine, right? And she was going, oh, this machine doesn't need to be oiled, when there was clearly, when you're sewing, there's a little hole right there with a little sponge in it, and that is where you put in the sewing machine oil. Just one drop. One drop. You don't have to do it all the time. You don't have to go crazy. There it is. Yeah, the reason why I've got it open is because I am looking for, I don't think it's going to be up there very well. Whenever you get a knot, there's almost always an extra piece of thread or two that ends up getting snapped off and hovering inside the machine. Anyway, she was talking about how this lady was like, oh, I'm an expert. I'm a sewing expert. I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, yeah, okay, sure. I mean, I'm not disputing that. And then she's going, you don't have to oil this machine. When she was holding up, she was showing how to dust out the inside, which she was doing right. And then she's like, this is a non-oil machine. That little port is never there on a non-oiling. I had a machine that was no oil. So that's whatever about the machine, right? It didn't have this port. So it's like you're telling people not to oil this particular type and brand of machine in spite of the fact that it clearly needs to be oiled. And when you're and a machine that doesn't need oil still needs, there's a couple of spots in here that you need to put a single drop, even if it's only once a month. Yeah, this had nothing to do with the tension. This was because the bobbin was almost done. So the end thread, the end of it popped up and created a tangle with everything else. So it is something that sometimes happens when the bobbin's almost out. But yeah, so this woman's like, here's how you clean your machine. You never have to. I do have to put this piece back in. You never have to oil this kind of machine. When you see this on a machine, you know you don't have to oil it. And it's like, when you see that on a machine, it means you have to oil it. It's like, okay, so she doesn't, like I said, there's some machines that you don't have to oil. But she's like, see that little sponge? You don't have to oil that. It's like, if you see the little sponge, it's to hold the oil. But I digress. She probably previously had a non-oiling machine and didn't realize that her new machine. Okay, I've already gotten a tangle in here, so let's just start from there. Anyway, whoops. When an error message pops up. Anyway, okay, Beat Saber and Supernatural. Sorry, we were talking about something more important than Okay. Sometimes after this happens, it stays messed up for a little bit, and you gotta put the bobbin. Oh, well, that's always good. What happened this time? That's not supposed to seat like that. No. Don't worry, I have like two other. What did it hook on? Oh, that's what it hooked on. It was a little bit extra. Right, I didn't see. Okay. When in doubt, take all the thread out. I've already cleaned it, so I don't have to do it again. Give it a blow job. I've got a spare sewing machine right here under this table. I do not have to stop anything. I don't know why, but it, okay, there's about a million little tiny moving parts in here. So if something that's always the fear, is that, the fear is always if you get a tangle that it's going to yoink something out of place and then you're going to need a service. I'll clean it. I'll replace the threads. I'll do all the things, but I will only go so far. After that, I'm taking it in for service, and that's fine. Like I said, I've got two other spares that have already. I've got two other spare machines, both of which have been serviced properly since the last time I used them. I had the one machine, which one was it? And it did this so badly, and so it pulled everything completely out of whack. The needle operates on timing, so that it has timing, Okay, I'm gonna get a piece of scrap out though, because I don't trust it. That's not what happened. Okay, we had a couple weird stitches, but they seem to be fine now. Okay, let's just do another row just to be sure. There we go, we're good. I had one that pulled, I had one that pulled so far out of whack and got hung up so badly that there's a timing, like there's a mechanism that works together so that as the needle's coming down, the bottom part is swinging around in just the right way so that nothing gets hung up, right? And it got so, the timing was so bad that it was like that the needle, I tried to start it and the needles went thunk and snapped immediately. Again, it's easy for me to go, yeah, whatever, because I've got 2 extra machines. Because don't forget when I had Rose, well, maybe, I don't know if you know, I used to have a helper, and when Rose was working with me, obviously I would have a machine for her too. And a spare in case something had to go into the shop. So, anyway, I'm just going to do a quick, I know I have to take that first little knotted piece off. Anyway, yeah, it got so hung up that I had to run it in and that was not, fortunately it was just the timing, and they automatically check your timing. It's part of a basic repair, and as long as they don't need to get new parts to fix it, they don't care. So that worked out well. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So okay. So now, Beat Saber and Synth Rider and those games, they have a pass-through option where you can see the room, and I don't think that works. I am making trash happen. Basically, I'm working on my ugly quilt. I've been making blocks for my ugly quilt all afternoon. So that's gonna be a vlog. I'm just pre-making them. Well, I got a nice solid block over there. Let's use it. It's not big enough. Oh, this might work. Why, it will. We'll use this red one. I'm working on my trashy blanket. I've already gotten 5. Did I say 5? I got into my stash of, I've got a stash of stuff that's leftovers, partially done. These 2 have already been sewn together, leftovers from other projects and stuff. And so I'm just I am making blocks without any concern or care whatsoever with how they look, because this blanket is going to look absolutely and thoroughly chaotic when it's done anyway. So it's not going to matter. So I am just blasting through my stash pile because I figured out with the way things are that even when I finish this and make a blanket out of it, I'll have leftovers. So this is my new priority, that every project I'll try and make once I can get caught up, I will always have an excuse for making trash blocks, which means I will always have an excuse for keeping a bag of this on the go so that every time I get enough to make a blanket, I can be making new blankets. Anyway. Yeah, like I'm doodling on yeah. So I was just telling Jenny the Quest 3. I am not okay. I only used Lisa's Quest 2 for like a week before we decided to go ahead and get me the Quest 3. So Lisa could give you a lot more specifics on details, but apparently there's a pass-through option where you can be playing the game and your thing is here, but you can see the rest of the room. And Quest 2 does not accommodate that. Quest 3 does. So I don't know how that, but if I'm wrong, then yeah. But there's a lot of features that I really enjoyed. The pass-through feature, being able to play my game while still being able to see the room was a huge advantage for me, because I'm home alone with the dogs all day, and they trust that I'm not going to stomp them. So if they want to go from point A to point B, they will just walk right under my feet. Come on, you can get off. I'm saving. Now I've got to save these size pieces. I'm saving the little shreds because I can break them up for pillows. But anyway, yeah, doodling on a sewing machine. Well, that turned out really cute. Okay, this is going to be its backing. Oh, I'll have a little bit left over for something else later. Is that an inch? That's got to be. Yep, that's got to be an inch. Okay. I'm going to stick it over here for a second. Yeah, I am not even trying. I am not even trying to match anything. I'm not going to try to match anything. I mean, I've got other stuff that I want to work on too. So when I get bored of doing this, then I'll go back over to doing some other stuff, and then I'll save leftovers from that. And but yeah, I have decided that I am going to make a perma pile of these, and then because I'm just going to zigzag it all together. So it's like I can have these pre-made, and once they're pre-made, like this isn't going anywhere, right? There's nothing. This isn't going to fall apart. It's not going to fray. I just found a piece of thread that I didn't trim. It's not going to fall apart. It's not going to fray. Nothing is going to happen to it. So I can just store it. And if I absolutely need if I need a coaster, it's just, yeah. Anyway, I am really happy. I am really happy that I decided to do this, because I finally have the time for projects like this, which is awesome. I think there's a really good chance we're going to have a postal strike anytime. I'm guessing that whatever timing happens, it's probably going to be just in time for Black Fridays to fuck up everybody's Christmas shopping. And then it's just from there, how long is it going to last? So that will be fun. I'm not going to bother quilting this at all. So yeah, I'm not gonna know what's going on with the shop till January, and it's like I can probably blast through a lot of my scrap between now and then. But only taking these little pieces and combining them into something else can be tedious. Okay, you get up there. Okay. So this will give me something to do. This will give me something to do all winter long. If I'm bored, I can just make a bunch of these, throw them in a bin, and then when I think I've got enough, I start playing the assembly game. I can start putting them together anytime, though. If I have a hole, I just fill it in. I did it again. I distract myself, and then I forget to distract myself, and then I forget to prep my corner. There we go. Anyway, so what is new with you? What time is it anyway? It's 4 o'clock. I should probably check Facebook. I should probably I should probably take a second and go on to Facebook right quick, because I bet you anything, this is Lisa's game night, so I need to decide what I want for McDinner. Oh, that reminds me, I skipped McLunch. Oh, cleaning. Ugh. That's okay. I actually came on early today. I've been here since 1 o'clock because it's like, I want to get doing this. I want to get doing this. If this is what I'm doing today, I'm going to be up and down at various points anyway. So I started at 1. But I think I would have a really hard time if I expected everybody to keep me. I think I would have a really hard time if I expected everybody to keep me amused and entertained for what? 2 hours and 45 minutes. Yeah, I need to make my McDinner order. I think I want egg McMuffins. They do egg McMuffins all day long here. They do breakfast, not the entire breakfast menu, but they do breakfast all day here. Is that common for everybody else, or do the rest of you have better eating habits and don't eat at McDonald's? Keep saying the rest of you. There's only 3 of us here, right? Well, only me and 3 of you and 3 others here right now. Okay. This one actually looks really cute, and I might keep it as a coaster. See, that's something else I get to do too. If I'm working on one, a double McDinner. Here's my problem: if I get egg McMuffins, sausage and egg McMuffin. If I get a sausage and egg McMuffin, one isn't enough. One sausage and egg, because if you want it as a combo after hours, it comes with fries, and I don't always want the fries, right? So if I get a sausage and egg McMuffin, 1 never feels like enough, but 2 is definitely too much. It's that whole, but, oh, and I can't give them to the dogs. Yeah. Our problem is that there's a McDonald's pretty much across the street. So whenever we're and like with we just get busy and want something quick. And then next thing you know, we're defaulting into the drive-through. But we have one right across the street. So that makes it, look at that. Okay, I like how that turned out. It's got a little blue triangle there, and it's got a red triangle there. I like how it turned out. And it's the exact size. It's pretty much the same size as a mug rug. I've got like 5 mug rugs now. I'm gonna leave it over there. It can go live there. Ooh. Well, this looks cool. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, like Lisa's coming home. Lisa will be home around 5, right? And then she's live streaming with Dawn, which is fine. But if anything, but we've also got the dogs to deal with. Make sure that they have a walk. Make sure this. Make sure that. It gets way too convenient stuff going on. So we should just go ahead and grab some drive-through somewhere, and then that's what we end up doing. But I mean, yeah, last night we went to a sit-down restaurant, and I had yeah, it worked out really well. Some of those blocks are going to look nice, and some of them are going to look, what the fuck is wrong with you? When I was doing this same idea with knitting, I ended up with a big bag of stuff, and I would just pull it all once the bag seemed to be heavy. It's like, oh, the bag's heavy. There must be enough for a blanket, right? And then the bag would be heavy. I would do enough for a blanket, and then I would go back I would make a blanket, and then whatever was left would go back in the bag. And then I'm just going to check over on Facebook right quick and make sure Lisa has my order. Don't worry, I'm not leaving here. I'm just going to go over there. But yeah, I would pull out the bag. I would pull out the bag. I would piece together jigsaw puzzle style as many blocks to make a blanket. And then whatever's left just went back in the bag. Yeah. Lisa, food order? Question mark. There, my food order's in. God, we're fucking lazy. What is that? That can wait. Okay. And I'm still here. Yay. Oh, I hope it's not echoing. There we go. I hope it hasn't. If it ever echoes, that's something I can fix on my end, because there's a toggle. So I basically, if I don't turn on, if I'm in here on two cameras, then it detects the microphone twice. Like that. So if I'm in on two cameras and it detects the microphone twice, then it's an echo. It can't. Sometimes it echoes and sometimes it doesn't. I have no idea why. I think it just depends on how the microphone's being accessed. Anyway. Yeah, I was almost gonna. I had the was gonna come in yesterday, but our internet went down around 1 and then stayed down till. No, it started going off and on around 1, and then around 2 to 3. I would have to double check what time I messaged Lisa, let her know. It just quit. Some sort of an issue somewhere else. They fixed it, but it took them hours. Okay. I better zap that on the iron. I'm gonna set that one there for a minute. Yeah, I think once Lisa's home, I'm gonna sit down and eat, and I think I'm going to binge on Dreamlight Valley. But it's funny because I was playing, was it last night? Night before? Must have been last night. I'm having a brain cramp. I was playing last night. My God. I was playing and I got all the way through the different levels to get to the oh, that one will go like that. Oh, no, it won't. Yes, it will. No, it won't. No, it won't. Yes, it will. Okay, I'm not going to use that one. I'll use that one. But yeah, I got through a huge ton of the seasonal of the Halloween stuff. Which I guess is nice because you have to use the coins to access it. But over time, I've managed to amass, like, when we first bought the game, they were still like in this whatever testing phase, and they were giving out bonus of the moon coin things that you do for the seasonal stuff. So I never did use up those because a lot of the seasonal stuff that they're like, hey, do this, do that, do this, do that. It's like for dresses and stuff that I don't want because I don't really do the girly stuff. Even in the game, I don't do the girly stuff. So, but anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to do a range of sizes. Trying to do a range of sizes, so I'm trying really hard not to pay too much attention to what I'm doing. This one here, It's got a piece of leftover still stuck to it on the one end. Oh, no, I don't want that one. That's too narrow. That can go in that pile. Oh, that can go in. I can have that in there too. No, that's the same one. I keep picking the same one up again and again and again. I don't want, that's the one I just did. Oh, there we go. Got that one. Okay. I'm going to trim that one out and use that. I just need a straight line for sewing along. There we go. And I got to give it a quick little zap. There we go. There. Yeah, I don't think we have anything else going on. Did the no, I've been on since we did the witchy market, so that was successful. Been on since I had my root canal. I'm back to normal now from that. It didn't take long at all. Yeah, I remember that. Okay, whoa. Can't give away, oh, the items that you get for the thing. It says my, oh, for fuck's sake, I hate when it does that. Let's get this one on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I got, what have I got? I picked up a bunch of stuff. I picked up a bunch of stuff from the Halloween thing. I think, yeah, maybe, you know what? Maybe that's something I should do. Is I should maybe I should go on Twitch tomorrow and do Dreamlight and play Dreamlight Valley over there. Too bad Lisa's streaming tonight. You could come on. You could show me. You could come visit me while I try to figure out what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, I need, if I fill in this little corner with something, oh, I can use, I'm trying to be really mercenary about throwing away stuff after I've done enough stuff with it, because I find that I end up trying too hard to save this. I end up trying too hard to save my leftovers, and then I don't have the right kind of fun with using this stuff up. Let's get back there. There we go. So you are getting a quest 3, or you are thinking about it? Yeah, let it update. It's got a new it says, okay, I don't know if it's just new to me, but there's a new thing with one of the floating isles is a Halloween themed isle right now, and it's apparently temporary. There we go. I didn't want to cut this off here or here. So I just filled in the corner so I can do it from here. Oh, I gotta work it from the long end. Here we go. There we go. And there. I'm gonna do that one from there. I'm not keeping that one. It's going to be too narrow now. We'll check on that one. That's where I started my cutting from. Yeah, it shifted. That's okay. There, that one's done. Let's make a big pile of shit everywhere. Oh, this one might be the right size. Oh, yes it is. Okay. There we go. Oh, wait. If I do it that way, it'll still fit, but I have a bigger, I have a more a more rectangular piece of fabric left over that's a better fit. Yeah. Yeah, they have a pumpkin hat thing. Basically, I've got a Jack Skellington suit. I don't know if that's still from the previous. I don't know if that's new this year, but I got a Jack Skellington suit, and I've got a glowing pumpkin head that turns my whole head like a hat. Turns the whole head into a pumpkin. Get over there, get over there. Just, I'm gonna have to actually get off my ass, go grab all that stuff that I've been sticking in a corner, pick up all the leftover bits. All the leftovers I'm gonna break up and make a pillow out of it. That's right. This is what I used for the crow pillow that I made. I just collected all. I just started saving all of this stuff, no matter how big or small the piece was. It wants to stick to my glove. I just started saving it all, and then when I had enough, I just picked it all apart, which took like 5 minutes, and I used that stuffing. I think. There. But it's sticking to my glove, and I don't like it. Okay, now I need another piece. Is this one big enough? Why, yes, it is. This one is big enough. Oh, this is like this is like, yeah, this is perfect. I get them ready, then I trim them to size. For the life of me, have no idea how people put in the pins and not have these weird bubbles and shit from the pins. Maybe it's a different kind of skill, I guess. Maybe it's just something that's not showing up on camera, because that's where I see a lot of this. I'm also debating because I have got, okay, this is the regular batting that I'm using right now. I've got a batting that's twice as thick, and I'm kind of wondering about maybe doing a few pieces with super thick batting, just for a contrast, just to really, really, really fuck with everybody's heads. I'm just going to do a crisscross. Oops. I'm also going to apparently stab myself with the pin. Once the pin comes out, the fabric lays flat again. You just got to like, another one? Ooh, you're going to be a while, eh? It's a good thing I'm here to keep you company. Yeah, let's go over there. I keep saying I'm going to just leave it on the machine, and then I just move it back and forth anyway. It would be lumpy, but I think having 2 or 3, having a few interspersed though might just be really like cool. Oh, and it's not going to be heavy because this stuff is super light. So you'll have this, you'll have the lumpiness of like this, but it'll be a little higher. But I don't know. I am debating because I've got quite a bit of it. I've got quite a bit. I forget where I'm not sure why I got it. I think I got it for something and then ended up not using it or not using much, but I forget what I got it for. Okay. There we go. But don't forget, this is supposed to be this is supposed to be an intentionally scrappy for fun project. So it might make a fun little, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. You know what I should do is I should measure how much I've got, because if I've got enough of that for a small super puffy quilt, like a little lap blanket or something, then it might be nice to do an actual project as a standalone. Because I've still got to get those I forget what they're called, but I've still got to get those star patterns done. I've got to get my crows done. That's what I've got to do. I'm also working on the crows. I managed to get 2 more. I managed to finish the window frame one that I was working on and then do one other. This just takes up less. This is something I've been needing to deal with for a while now to get all this stuff used up. So. Any more updates? Yeah, lumpy ones. I don't know. Lumpy would be a few really lumpy ones would be nice. Maybe I could do one where I'm doing this, but everything does have to stay the same size, and then I could do every other one as lumpy. Yeah, I'm doing the I did the the one where I did the the one where I did the little moon and scenery one. Maybe you weren't here that day. I've got one that's going in. I've got one piece, applique piece that's going in. And once I've worked my way through a bunch of this, there's a couple of different applique things I'm, but not proper applique, but applique like, oh, 17 minutes, ouch. That could work. That might be fun if I did something like that. If I use the really heavy stuff, a moon or something would probably be. I used to have a gray that was perfect for that too. I don't know if I still have any left. Like it was like a textured gray. Yeah, hard to just. Well, I know I've shown it on the channel, but it's been a while, so. Oh wait, the gray that I'm thinking of is a stock color at my supplier. I could actually go get some if I don't have some. Go. Do. See, the trick is to remember to do this. Remember to stop and once this corner is either on or almost on the little table. I wish I had. That's the only thing I wish I had. I wish I had a machine that was flat with the table. Yeah. Well. Okay. I don't know if it's going to be for this blanket. What I did was I finished the edges. I finished the edges to get it finished. I didn't think I did that one. I gotta finish this one. I didn't do the corner. There we go. I didn't do that corner either. I got it all finished. I'm just not 100% sure whether I'm going to keep it as a standalone cloth or whether I'm going to include it in the blanket. But I realized that I didn't want to. It was always intended for this blanket, but it's also big enough to be its own little ultra cloth type thing. Because I don't know how. No, I don't know how other people would intend to use it. I would assume a. Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, this one. That color right there, that gray right there. That gray right there with a moon in it. This gray right here as the center piece with a moon. That would look really cool. That would look really cool. If I don't know if I have any. This is exactly the one I was thinking of, but you know what? This is a stock color at my supplier. I can get more. I just realized that I can get more. Okay. I got another one that's over there. I don't want to make these ones too big. I don't know why I'm. Yeah. Or I can just do a moon. There we go. Let's get that one. Let's get these two ironed out. Sewn out, ironed out. Then let's put that over there. No, that's not going where I want it. Oh, that's why. Okay. I have two. I have two to do. I don't know if I'm. Yeah. It's kind of dusty back here. And then you. I'm going to bring this at an angle. I'm going to bring this one at an. I'm going to do this one at an angle. See, now we're back over there again. I'm going to do this one at an angle just because I can. One. Oh, I gotta go. No, that's what I can do. Never mind. That's what I gotta do. It's gonna be. That's good enough. It's not going to be chaotic if I measure and make sure everything's the same size and in the same direction. So that one will look cool. And where's my other pieces? Over here. It might even, if it's not already gonna. Oh yes. And that's gonna have a light blue. Okay. What time is it? It's 4:29 now. I probably have to get going. It's only been like 3 hours. I think I have to. Oh, I'm not going to leave poor Jenny with nobody to listen to while you wait for your stuff to update. I think I'm going to get these pinned up, and then say my I'm going to start saying my goodbye now. These pieces, maybe not. I'm just gonna. I've been pretty brutal about just throwing them away because this is already my scrap pile, my stash. Most of this is already stuff that's left over from other projects, and if I get too invested in trying to avoid throwing stuff away, then I find that it slows me down to nothing, and then I get frustrated because I've got a bigger. I got frustrated. Oh yeah, I would definitely still be saying goodbye in 9 minutes. If I try too hard to say, because don't forget, with me sewing the way I do, I have got. That's why I was packing up. That's why I was packing up big envelopes of leftovers to send to other people. So if I try too hard to save every bit of this, I'll just kind of rage quit because now that everything's been all tossed up in the air, it actually looks like a bigger pile than what I started with. When I started with a folded pile. Anyway, I'll keep it around. I might use it. I might throw it away. I really had to approach this with the idea of I'm not going to worry about conserving because this is stuff that would have normally been scrap if I hadn't have found a project to begin with. So it's like I'm not going to agonize about every square inch of this fabric, or I'm going to make myself crazy. So that's the long answer. The short answer is if I think of something right away, then yes, I will be using it. But if I don't think of something right away, then I'm not going to sweat whether or not it ends up. I'm just going to do this one. I don't need to quilt this one down because the big piece in the center is not going anywhere. Anyway. Yeah. So the long answer is, I don't know. The short answer is, I don't know. Yeah. It's like I. Now the funny thing is if I were only doing this personally and didn't have such a big stockpile of fabric, I would probably be a lot more careful about wastage. Well, I would be a lot more careful about wastage, but okay, like this blue, I've got a half a bolt of this stuff. I think I have about a half a bolt of this color in the back. If I agonize over it, I've got a lifetime supply of fabric. I really do. The only thing I don't have a lot of is if I'm doing a fabric. Okay, there's wide backs that are really wide for finishing off quilts. If I don't have a lot of, I think I've only got 2 wide backs to reliably pick from right now. So if I were to do a project that required a big, large piece of fabric, I don't necessarily have a lot of that. But otherwise, I've got everything. And you don't need wide backs to make a quilt. Some people just take, it looks nicer if the back is all one color, but it's the back. You can sew as many pieces onto the back. You can sew as many pieces together as you need to get a back. So anyway, I'm going to do that one next. I'm going to put this one over here. I might as well prep more than one at a time. I'm just going to do this one as a rectangle. I'm going to make a basic rectangle to make it fairly long. But I will say I'm having a lot of fun with this, though. If I'd have thought of this, well, no, you know what? Even if I'd have very, very thorough at the very least. If I'd have thought about this from the beginning, I still wouldn't have had time to do it. I was so busy with the shop right up until this year, which is good. It's a happy problem to have, but didn't give me a lot of time to really deep dive into this stuff. So don't do that. One thing about doing it the lazy way, it's really tempting to line up the ruler with the seam, and it's like, no, you got to line it up with where your cut was. Because I'm not committing to perfectly straight cuts, right? There we go. That one's fine. That one goes there. And that, let's see if I can go that way. It's kind of weird. If you can get it, yeah, it's a little bit, a little bit of excess on left to right translates into a bigger piece down the bottom here. And now I've got little pieces of, I don't think I'm going to get as much left over for, I've been really quick. I have been really quick. This one? Yeah, this one's a nice one. I have been really quick to throw this stuff in a pile because I can use it for making a, I can break it up. I can rip it up and make batting out of it. Now it's like, but I can't do that now because I need it for this. Okay, pins. Yeah. Sorry, sometimes I have to lean in and double check to make, even though I'm pretty sure the chat hasn't moved, sometimes I have to lean in and double check to make sure I'm not missing something. Reading glasses are for up close, and then once you get past a certain distance, it's like, what they need is some sort of a thing that just lets you, some sort of an automated thing that's like whatever you have, like a camera, like, an autofocus on a camera. Why can't we have autofocus glasses? I mean, I'm sure it's doable. If a camera can do it. Oh, right, it needs an AI brain to run. Okay. I've got this stuff. You can't see it. Well, I'm zooming through these because I'm not focusing on actually making a pattern. I'm not focusing on a pattern, and I'm not focusing on consistent sizing, so I can just zap them all down and get them done, which makes it a lot nicer. I gotta double check that one. No, it's fine. Every now and again, they shift the tiniest bit, but oh, let's see. This might go on the same. I don't think this is going to go on the blue though. Come on, up. Okay. This is not going to fit. Let's see what, ooh, is that one big enough? Bet you it's not. Nope. It's a nice little star pattern, but it's not going to work for that one. Now this one will though. That one? Is this one big enough? This one should be big enough. I gotta zap it with the iron. I'm not agonizing about them being perfectly wrinkle-free, but they can't be really badly wrinkled either, though. Okay, that one goes there. No, I'm not switching out my colors. I'm not agonizing about size, and I'm not agonizing about what goes with what. So that does make it a lot easier. That's going to have to be tweaked. There. Yeah, that stars one is nice. Okay, the stars one is definitely going into something. It's just I've got it. That's a second layer of leftover scrap, whatever you want to call it. Well, that's a second layer of leftovers. This one I'm going to have to quilt a little bit. There we go. I'm just going to do a single. Okay, that one I'm going to set to the side. I'm going to set that one to the side. I'm just going to go down the center with a single thing. Yeah, because this is like what? I think I'm going to double check, but I think Especially if you count, I did a little baby one. I don't think you were here yet. I did a little baby one as a tester to see how that was going to go. Because this whole project relies on me being able to do little teeny ones like 2 inches or whatever to fill in gaps. So I did a tester one while I was thinking about it. I think these two, including what I've done today, I think that's going to be like 8 or 9. 9? Let's see. I'm gonna check first. Okay, let me see what we got here. We have 1, 2. That was my little tester because if I need to fill in a gap, I got to be able to make one small enough, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. That one I was just showing, so that one was already done from before. 6, 7, 8, 9. Nice. 9 in one afternoon to go with what I've already got. I'm happy. Okay. Oh! Yeah, UJO started shipping yesterday? Today. Started. Yeah, UJO started shipping for anybody who doesn't know. That just shifted a little bit. I gotta put it back. And the US isn't, and it's shipping from a US fulfillment center, which means that all the fucked up tariff and postal issues that we're having up here are not going to impact how long it's going to take to get to you. Go, that's done. Oh, that's going to be fun. Okay. Black on black can be hard to see where one ends and the other begins. What time is it? Okay, 4:41. Lisa's going to be here any minute, so I actually have to say goodbye. So I'm going to say goodbye and get all my shit put away. And then finish these two. And call it or not, I don't know. Oh, well, we had to wait. The fulfillment, once the fulfillment center gets them, we have to wait for the fulfillment center to finish this. They've got to do receiving and stuff like that. And of course they can only receive it in order, and they were backlogged a little bit. So we had to wait a little bit for the backlog. But Lisa's, okay, I keep saying we, and the reality is I have almost nothing to do with that. So I just want to get this one started and on the machine. Okay, anyway, yeah, I gotta go. Thanks for hanging out with me. Oh, you're the only one here. It says only one person here. Okay, so bye, Jenny. I will see you soon. See you whenever. Next time I come on, I'm probably going to be on at least one more time this week because I'm probably going to be doing this all week. Anyway, have a good night. Bye. Oh, shit, there's the outro. Now I can end it.